So welcome back to the channel, guys. I was in the middle of installing my new steering rack, which you will see. It's either you saw it or you're gonna see it if you watch it. So I'm gonna install the Ford cooling cylinder mods on my Subaru STI because since the steering rack's out, I got at least better access to everything, cut the line and stuff. So I'm gonna take my tools, take the plugs out and install this and see how it goes. So basically what's inside, there's the tube, the 90s, the fitting that go into the tube and into the block, and you have your 4 ohms clamp for the T-fitting, which is in metal, not in plastic, so that's good. It's supposed to be an easy process. The only bad thing about it is that you have to drain the coolant. So, and mine it's new from last year, I believe. Yep. So I'm gonna try to reuse it, but if there's some dirt in it, I'm just gonna buy some new and put it in. So for the tool you need a 1-inch wrench like this, so you can tighten the plug that goes into the block. And yeah, this block is in aluminum, and the fitting is as well as also, so don't over tight it because you're gonna break everything. It's gonna be fun. Big ratchet, X wrench, so you can unscrew this plug, 12mm Allen, an extension if needed. I didn't end up using it, but a knife to cut the line, those long nose plier to remove the clamp from the oil cooler to drain your coolant system, 1/4-inch ratchet with a 7mm for the hose clamp, and an extension as well. So like you can see, since the steering rack is not here, I don't have the shaft over here and everything here, so I'm gonna be able to go to the plug easier. It's gonna be easier to go like this in here. And let me just put on some light so we can see. That's the plug over here. Yep, that's the thing you have to remove. But first thing first, I'm gonna drain the coolants from the line of the oil cooler first. Don't forget to open it from the top as well, it's gonna drain faster. So I did remove the plug, which I took a bigger ratchet and I passed the ratchet through here, so having the steering rack out is so much easier, because otherwise you have to peer all tight with the shaft from the steering wheel and stuff, and now it was so much easier like this. So if you're removing your steering rack to change it, I would highly recommend to buy the Ford cylinder cooling mod and do it at the same time. So now I'm gonna clean inside the hole with rags, because there's a bunch of red thread lock sealant. So I'm gonna take it all out with some acetone, put some RTV on it like you should do, and the instructions say. And I took the right stuff from Permadex, because the other gray one always leaking. This one never leaks, so I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna take this by hand first. Go right about here. And you don't want to put the hose on the fitting yet, because you want to be able to tighten it first. And be sure to not cross thread the thing. otherwise it ain't gonna be fun. So now I'm gonna tighten it with this ratchet over here, which, like you can see, with the steering rod out, it's gonna be way much easier to do. So I'm just gonna tighten everything, stand the camera aside, tight it. Now it's on, I'm gonna put the hose on. I have to cut, and for the hose is the one that's closer, the closest to you. So this one over here, it's the one you want to cut it up somewhat over here, not the one on top, the one on the bottom near you, the closest to you. That's the one you want to cut and put your fitting on. I'm going to show you after. Always put your hose clamp first and put it in, just like so easy. I'm gonna place it like this so I can put my ratchet on here, my wrench here, and screw it after, and just like so, you can see that's where you want to cut, straight up with the line, with the hose. You want to cut over here and put your T-fitting on. So everything is over here, everything is loose, and I did end up removing this part from the hose because the hose clamp over here wasn't big enough to go around, so I had no choice but to remove these little these little things from it. So no big deal. So now I'm just gonna tighten everything up and put some coolant back in. So that's the final product. So now I'm gonna put the coolant back. So I put the funnel on. You always want to start with the highest point, so the expansion tank, and after you can go there. There is no leak. I did end up doing a mess, but once you see all the fluid coming out from here, you really want to put your thing on. You want to let it sit. You can burp it like so. So the air bubbles goes out. And since my axles are out, I'm not gonna start the car to bleed the coolant, but I think you can bleed the coolant yourself. You just have to start the car, put the heat on blast. If it doesn't heat, there's still bubble on it, so you rev it a couple of times to take the bubble out, and you can squeeze the hose, if so, until there's the heat work in the car and stuff, and you're pretty much done now. So it was a pretty easy process, but I'm telling you, I had this out, so it's so much easier with this out. So if you're doing your power steering rack, you're changing it, just do the 4-cylinder cooling mod. For me, it's a no-brainer to do it at the same time. So that's it for this installation. It was pretty much easy process. The only thing messy about it that I don't like is you're messing with coolant and stuff, so it's not ideal, it's not the best, but it's done. The car, it's safety mod, just in case, because with these things they tend to break a lot, so you better be safe than sorry. This and an AOS and you should be pretty good. If you're staying stuck, it's not gonna blow up and stuff. It's gonna help a lot with the cooling system, the cooling for the block. So now should be good. So yeah, thank you for watching, and I'm gonna see you in the next one.